Can you hear me okay, Ray?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. We are here on YouTube Live. And of course, you've seen it at the beginning of our intro. We are also, in case you are seeing this later on, we are also on Roku via the Planet X network. So if you're watching us on that, hello on that. And of course, Dick Dangle is back with us this week. And we also have a new face. We also have Robb from the Real Sharks talk show. Robb, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Ray? Thank you for having me on.
As we know, you know a lot of our show. You discovered us from our Exotica content from last year. You're a vital part of us being on the Planet X network on Roku and all that fun stuff. So we'll probably get into a little bit of that a little bit later. Of course, our featured guest is Kelly Collins. She's going to be joining us right here tonight. Kind of interesting. She's from Russia. She's the second adult star I've ever had on the show that was from Russia. The first was Crystal Rush. So it's going to be interesting to see how things are. And this is going to be her first American podcast. So I'm interested to see how it was if she did podcasts in other countries or whatever and all that stuff, or if this is just her first podcast overall. So I'll check my phone here and there in a little bit, just in case she's having a hard time connecting and I need to, connect up with her. But what I'm going to do real quick, we have a new featured beer. So I'm going to get into the new featured beer, which I was trying a little bit before we went on. It is and this is down your way, Dick. Of course, you're a PA guy. So This is by New Trail Brewing, and it's Double Broken Heels Hazy IPA. And I don't know, like when I drink this, I feel like that my heels aren't broken. Like I hope like it's not one of those things where you sip it and like your heels just instantly shatter. Like what was it? Glass from like the movie what was it? Broken? Or what the hell was that with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis? Unbreakable. Yeah, like he just touches something and he just fucking shatters. Like, but no, it's decent. I mean, there's so many fucking IPAs out there. Like, I just see stuff and I go and like, I'm not a huge IPA guy, but we end up with a lot of them because there's just so many out there. And what it has is it has this cool little like sign on the back that gives directions of where things are, and it says Loyal Sock Trail, 12.2 miles, Susquehanna River, 25 miles. And PA Grand Canyon, 20.9 miles. What is the PA Grand Canyon? Dick, do you have any idea what the PA Grand Canyon is?
It's basically just a gigantic valley section. It's all treed in, and it has part of it has a bridge that goes over top of it, but it does have an overlook. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. It's more mid-state, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I've never heard. That's the first time I've ever heard of the PA Grand Canyon. We were supposed to fly over the regular Grand Canyon when we were in Vegas, but the helicopter company was very shitty and canceled on us the day of. And I was ready to go up there and murder them because my wife was crying, because that was the one thing she was looking forward to the most was that. And of course, our featured shot, we got to get into that real quick. Kelly said she's going to connect real soon, so she'll be coming in soon. Of course, our featured shot is starting to dwindle down, which is Crown Royal Vanilla. So I've said this before, this pairs very well with, of course, Coke Vanilla and Coke Zero. So Coke Zero is a very good addition to this, especially if you were drinking or eating healthily like I have been. It's a good little addition to that. So this actually is probably going to be the end of this, and we'll have a new featured shot next week. So here we go. I almost spilled this on the laptop when we were live with Lily Bell. So, but that's a tradition. I've dropped there's so much shit on this couch and on the floor from that we dropped. But here we go. Cheers, gentlemen. Going to go ahead, do this down, and we will bid a farewell to Crown Royal Vanilla, as this is the last of it. Matt is missing out on drinking down the rest of this, and the other bottle of it I had we left in Deep Creek when we were up in Deep Creek. It's still in the freezer, so I'm sure my wife's aunt and uncle thoroughly enjoyed the handle of that we left in Deep Creek. All right, there we go. So Rob, real quick, of course you have the Real Sharks podcast. While we're waiting for Kelly, can you give us a quick rundown of what the Real Sharks podcast is?
Oh, well, when we first started it was during a time where YouTube had nothing but the top 10 movie channels. And we just got so tired of that. And we're like, how come there's no real movie talk channels? How come there's just nothing that's, fun and just, interesting about talking about films? So we just kind of started off that. That's why like our opening says, not your top 10 channel, because at the time when we started doing that, I mean, mojo.com was huge.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, not everything they say is true. And I had so many people tell me movie facts. Like I heard it on Mojo and I'm like, just because you hear it on that shit does not mean it's fucking true.
Right.
So, that's why we kind of label ourselves as like real cynical critics,
Okay.
and we we just try to break it down, for everybody. We don't so much, tell you about the face value as much as we tell you about, the overall value of it, like, whether it's been done before.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like we just did a segment about how the movie The Last Sentinel is just like Outpost 11, pretty much. Same movie but executed differently. So that's just kind of the show we did, and then we have actors that come on and they kind of help us break down, the news and everything like that.
Nice.
That's really how our show kind of got started.
And what I'm going to do, Kelly is in the room, so we're going to go ahead and admit her in. And Rob, it looks like you're coming from a sub, so I'm hoping you're not at the depths where the Titanic is, because we don't need to see that.
20,000 leagues under the sea, man.
Yeah, we don't need to see that live on YouTube or right here on Roku via the Planet X network. Like we don't need to see any of that. Like, I mean, it'll be quick, it'll probably be painless, but it's the whole thing of, so. But here, let me see if that helps. I know sometimes people come in and they can't get their videos to roll, and I'll just hit the thing. I'll say, "Ask to start video." Hello. Oh shit. Oh, I think she's still trying to figure out how to get connected. But no, so of course, Dick, what all do you have coming up, man? While Kelly's still getting connected and all that stuff, what all do you have coming up? I know you got your show rolling along.
Yeah, Dangling After Dark with Dick Dangle's almost at episode 500, which is
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Very
It's
nice.
so stupid. I've been doing this way too long. But I'll be at Exotica, New Jersey, and we'll kind of see from there. Because I've been doing this for 9 years, I may actually take a little break, but we'll kind of see how that plays out. But if you like fun adult industry and sex talk, it's very creative. I have amazing co-hosts. Check it out. It's I think it's worth your time. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing that every show has its own entertainment value. Of course, Real Sharks has yours has, its own entertainment value. And of course, ours has its own crazy fucking entertainment value, which I don't understand. Of course, we said this on our episode with Lily Bell. We just crossed 400,000 total views on YouTube. We appreciate everybody who supports the show, tunes into the show. It's just us being us and, just rocking along. So, and there she is right there. Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Maybe because I'm not sure.
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're a little low, but we can hear you.
Surely, because I cannot get it how to connect my earpods to the computer so that it doesn't work inside the Zoom.
So
I never did it before. Yeah.
What's that?
I'm saying I've never been using Zoom before, so I'm like,
oh no, you're fine. You're fine. So is this your first podcast in America, or is this your first podcast overall?
Yeah, I guess overall.
Oh, okay. So you were in for a wild ride, and you may never want to do a podcast ever again after being on this show, because we are absolutely fucking crazy. So, and Kelly, you're from Russia. So
Yeah.
with being in Russia, of course, you have do they have podcasts in Russia? Does anything like this exist over there?
Yes, of course it does. Like you can find many of those, but as far as I'm not that much connected to my Russian auditory, I was never even thinking about having a podcast there. I mean, I mostly speak in English, and I'm not even sure that most of the fans of mine know that I'm from Russia. Like some of them definitely don't. That's all.
like with entertainment over there. Like I know we had Crystal Rush. I'm not sure if you know Crystal Rush, but we've had Crystal Rush on the show before, and she said that porn in Russia is almost illegal. Like, is that like actually the case? Like, if you did the things that you do on film in America in Russia, would they just be like, all right, you know what? We're locking her up, throw her ass in jail? Like, is that how it works over there?
Not that much, actually. I don't know. I wasn't checking, first of all, but I know that porn, of course, is in the gray zone there, and it never was illegal. And now I have heard something about the law that they just about like you cannot do that on the territory of Russia. But I have no idea if the fact that I'm shooting only in Europe, for example, it's counting or not. I mean, I don't want to try. I want to go there and check it. I just stay there. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go to jail, frankly speaking. I mean, I may have problems with paying money to some other special people, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I'm so scared to say anything about it. It's so crazy. I don't know what should I say.
And of course, you have a 5-part feature coming up called In Vogue. Can you tell us a little bit about In Vogue? And are all 5 parts out, or are they just kind of gradually releasing?
No, they're already out, all of them. So the last one was the 5th part with me and with my 2 partners. And yes, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that after the released 5 parts, they're going to think about the continuation of this. But for now, I have no idea. Now, the most important for them is Vixen Hot, as I know, the 2nd season. So
you said you and your 2 partners. So is it you and your 2 partners at the same time? Or is it you and your 2 partners at various times? Because now, like the hamster wheel is turning and the hamster's dead. Like, it just keeps on rolling along. So is it like one of those types of movies, or is it just one of those types of things where you have 2 people that you work with, or is it you and the 2 at the same time?
I have 2 people to know me. I can definitely say that you didn't watch the last part, so if you're asking this question. So and then my 2 partners, like 2 actors I was working with, not the team and everything else.
And Kelly, of course, being in America, like, is there anything that you see in America that's vastly different from Russia? Like when you got here, like, was there something that you seen? Because there's a lot of fucked up things here. And like, we have people that are strung out on drugs that are just yelling at themselves in the middle of the highway.
Leave me out of this.
Yeah. Like, of course, where I'm from, we have Baltimore, which is the deadliest city in America, pretty much. Like, and like, so was there anything that was like kind of like a culture shock to you when you got over here, when you were like, what the fuck am I doing here? And why am I here?
Well, I should ask my question, but I've never been in the United States, actually. I'm staying in Europe and Budapest. Oh, okay. And I'm planning I was trying, frankly speaking, I was really trying to get my touristic visa to the United States, but I was rejected because of some reason. And I'm working on it. To depart, they were thinking I'm going to go and immigrate there, probably, And I'm still going to visit it. I really hope. I'm working on it, as I've said. So yeah, cultural shock, I have no idea. Frankly speaking, it's like if you're asking me, for example, my cultural shock from Russia to Europe, yeah. I personally didn't have it. Okay. I couldn't. I adapt very easily, I guess, and
Now here's the thing. Now, be glad that you're not in America, because I'm going to share a story of something that I experienced yesterday. And down our way, we have a set of convenience stores called Royal Farms. Like, Dick, you may be familiar with them. Robert, I'm not sure if we have Royal Farms down your way, but it's basically like a farm, kind of like a 7-Eleven, a Wawa, something like that.
Okay.
I'm at work and I stop in to use the bathroom. And Kelly, you know what a urinal is, right? Like a urinal that like a man can, just use just pee in. So I'm sitting there and I walk in and the one urinal is taped off and the toilet is broken. So I go over to use the urinal and somebody straight up just shit in the urinal. Like there's just literally just a mound of shit this high in the urinal. Meanwhile, my bladder is about to explode. So I'm just faced with the kind of thing of, do I piss on the shit or do I piss around it? Like, so imagine what that is. So Kelly, let's say you come to America for the first time. You walk into the wrong bathroom and you just see someone sitting on the urinal, just shitting in the urinal. Like, are you just getting back on the plane and you're like, you know what? I'm going back to Europe. I want no parts of this. Like,
I have to get a point that I was born in Russia, and I guess I have some kind of experience around this. I mean, I'm not in the mid. I was not born in the central Russia.
Yeah.
So of course I had like lots of situations which are really unpleasant, and I wouldn't recommend you to visit the place where I've been there. So I mean, Russia is definitely not better in that way. I don't know, in Europe, yes, it's so perfect. They are so clean, and it depends on the country as well. But most of it, seriously.
Whatever you do when you come to America, do not use a rest stop.
Okay.
Do not use a rest stop bathroom. They are.
What kept you from using the sink?
Well, the sink probably didn't look much better than the urinal itself.
But the urinal had feces in it, so I would think it looked a little better.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like whoever shit, like, imagine that, like, so Dick, like, imagine that you get to the point that you have to shit so bad that the one stall that is in there is being used. Like, if you need to shit that bad, are you shitting in that urinal? Like, I mean, imagine walking in and like somebody's like ass deep in that urinal, like just letting it rip. Like, do you go about your business, or do you just turn around and walk out the bathroom at that point? Like,
I go about my business. I'm a seasoned veteran when it comes to people at large. So whenever I see something like that, I go, yeah, that's about right. And I just kind of continue about my day and I adapt as necessary. I don't get thrown very often.
Yeah. Like this shows how much of a sick bastard I am, Kelly, is I will be the type that will walk in and homeboy will be ass deep in this urinal. And I'll be like, look, man, just spread your legs. I got to piss. Like, as he's shitting, it's like, yeah, just open your leg. I'm going to piss through your legs in this urinal. There's no other toilet to use. And I got to go. Like, Did
it have a water tank on it? Could you have done like a urine upper decker?
Oh, no, it didn't have a tank on the top. It was just like a regular, like just wall hanging urinal. And Kelly, with you being in the adult industry, what are like some of the strangest, and of course you probably, I think almost every store has an OnlyFans, so you can roll OnlyFans into this too if you have an OnlyFans. What is probably one of the weirdest experiences you've had since you've been in the adult industry? Now I know you're young, you haven't been around too long, but what are some of the weirdest experiences you've had in the adult industry?
Oh, in the adult industry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't many stupid things, of course, but the weirdest things. I think I got the weirdest from the times when I used to work as a webcam model, because I had so much fun and different, really new people in my life. But it's also kind of part of the adult industry, right? So I mean, I had like lots of guys with lots of different fetishes I had to work with, and I always had fun with that. It was really like, I mean, now I don't find it as weirdest things, but by the moment when I was doing it, like I was so fresh after from the university, innocent girl coming into the camera, in front of the camera to work with, and the first thing the guy is paying for me just to show him his my legs or something like this, and then the guy is asking me like to maybe how it calls, it's like some kind of fetish when the people like when you are gigantic fetish or something like this, and I'm like sitting there really not understanding what's happening, and the guy is telling me the whole story like he has a book or something, and he has the whole story like once upon a time. I have to imagine that I was a big woman and he was a little guy who was sitting inside my face, and in the moment I imagine this guy is actually literally stroking on it, and I'm like, and I just imagine how I put him here, that I put him on my table, that I let him go, and then he asked me to please not do it, and I'm like, yeah, and then people are making money out of it. I was like, that's a making money out of it.
That I guarantee you that man was from America. I promise you. He may have been from Florida.
I'm sure.
It may have been the elusive Florida man that may have been doing all of this.
Well, maybe that's a common thing there, but I was like, from where I was like, okay.
And Kelly, is there anybody in general in the industry that you've worked with that, like, do you have any favorites yet that you've worked with that you are like, hey, I'll work with that person over and over again?
Among whom? The productions or actors or somebody? Like, depends on what you're asking for. Like, among productions, of course, I'm working with with the one I am contracted with, so like definitely my favorites. So plus it's the easiest one, and I know everybody there, so it's super simple. And among people, actors, I just gotta say it because if I say it out loud, I'm just gonna be very offended or something like this.
Mm-hmm. And Kelly, of course, we're on YouTube Live, so everybody's kind of commenting in the threads. We're getting a lot of people saying how sexy your accent is. So we're getting a lot of that in the thread. And Jason also asked if you were going to be at Exotica in New Jersey, which you're in Europe. Like I don't think there's any way you can be at Exotica because that's here, that's in New Jersey. So Jason, I don't think Kelly can make it to Exotica. However, myself, Matt, Dick Dangle, we're all going to be at Exotica in New Jersey. So make sure, I'm sure Jason's going to come over, say, hey, get pictures with all of us. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about that now, Kelly, this show goes all over the place. Like we don't have a set plan. Like we don't ask like 10,000.
I already noticed that.
Yeah. Like I saw you viewed like a lot of our clips and all that stuff, like, which is good because you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. If at any point in your life you could travel back in time to any time period, you were a time traveler, what vessel would you use to travel back in time? Like, of course, Doctor Who used the phone booth. Like, what would you use to travel back in time with?
Except the travel machine, like this. I would definitely not gonna use portals because they are unstable, so, but all the rest. I don't know. My phone, of course, actually, is the easiest way. Like, I can travel in time anytime because I literally 24/7 with my phone in my hand, so I can super easily somehow like this. Right. But I'm the smartphone. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I have nothing else that is always in my hands like this long.
All right, that's fair enough. Rob, what about you, man? If you could travel back in time, what would you choose as a vessel to travel through time in?
Let me guess that vessel is what I think. Like, yeah, but I mean, like boat or what?
Oh, a boat would be good. Boat would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to find the closest river every time. That's a little problem. Not a car, definitely, because I have no driver license as well. Not maybe a plane or helicopters. I have problems with that. Cycle. It's easy. I'm gonna take a scooter on the back time.
And Rob, if you could travel back in time with any vessel, what would you choose?
A bottle of booze, probably, because if I got to go back in time, it's gonna take a shot, man. Some shit has gone down, so it's like, we might as well, take a shot before we go.
Fair enough. Dick Dangle, what about you, man? If you could choose anything as a vessel to travel through time, what would it be?
So simple. A recliner.
Okay, that's
I'm
nice.
I'm
The
gonna be
remote in your hand.
I like
comfortable.
that answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a heated back to the chair. I'm gonna have pockets for my phone and whatever sex toy I'm traveling with, depending on how long it takes.
Gotta have a toilet. Gotta have a toilet in it.
It's
Oh.
built right into the
There you
recliner.
go.
Yeah.
Come on.
See, I have two. There's
Okay.
two that stand out 100%. One is a toilet, because if you're traveling through time on a toilet, you always have a toilet. The other, now this is where it gets really weird. And I was thinking about this earlier and I was like, I am the weirdest fucking person on the planet. The other is a shop vac, because how cool would it be if you could stick your dick in a shop vac and it sucks you through a fucking different dimension into a different time period? Like, imagine that. Like, you turn that thing on and you just, and then you end up in like 1930. Like, that's just,
That's the sacrifice.
everybody's like, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, but that's not necessary. That's more of the shop vac is the portal, but you're not really traveling in that as a vessel.
Yes. But
So
I had to throw that in there because I think that would just be awesome. Like, I mean, like, you just, because I mean, like,
So like Stargate, but with your dick,
nobody,
right?
right, exactly.
nobody else has ever looked at their shop vac and went, like, I mean, that's not a natural thing.
I first off, my shop vac has a restraining order against me. But also, let me say this: as beautiful as Kelly's accent is to the listeners, Ray, I know you're like me. We do not get the same thing ever. You're from Baltimore. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
There is nothing nice about our accent.
Oh, no. I get people all the time who tell me that they hear my Baltimore accent come out. And I'm not sure if you've ever noticed it or whatever, but like, apparently, like, certain words I say, they'll hear that Baltimore type jingle on some of the stuff that I say. And of course, Kelly, with this show too, we get into news articles. So, we get into random strange news articles. So let's see, what is the first one? So the first one is, all right. So Kelly, in your travels throughout Russia, Europe, all that, have you heard about a lot of random ways people have robbed banks? Like, have you heard of, like, I know we did a story on here where someone tried to rob a bank using lemon juice, and they covered themselves in lemon juice because it's used for invisible ink. So they thought that they would be invisible, and they just waved at the camera. Like, that was like back in, like, I think 2005 or something like that. Have you heard of anything weird like that before we get into our next article?
Weird of how people are robbing the bank? Seriously?
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about this topic only when I was playing some kind of like GTA or so. But there is like nothing very much strange though.
What if you're standing in a bank and you're sitting there and you're trying to cash your check, and a man walks in with a meat cleaver and he tries to rob a bank with a meat cleaver? Because that is this article. So this article pretty much says a man tries to rob a bank with a meat cleaver as the teller laughs. So it's just surveillance video of a bank teller laughing at a man who was trying to rob a Chinese bank with a meat cleaver last week has gone viral. In the China construction bank surveillance video, the man approaches the glass where the bank teller is helping a customer and immediately holds up the meat cleaver and gets on his cell phone. The customer looks at him in confusion, grabs her things, and walks away. The man continues to press the meat cleaver to the window, and the bank teller turns around to tell someone and starts laughing. Authorities then approach the man and take him to the ground. So there is a video of this. So,
nice.
Oh no, wait, no, there's not a video. There's a photo. So what I'll do is I'll pull up the photo. So this is the man. This is how he.
I wanted to be viral after
this bank.
Yeah.
He's standing there holding up the meat cleaver, like, hey, on his cell phone, like, hey, I got a meat cleaver. Give me the money. And like, a part of me kind of hopes that he starts doing hibachi. Like, not only like is he standing there with the meat cleaver, but like he just starts like doing like cutting up chicken, or like he's a butcher of some kind, and like he's just kind of like, look, I'm just showing you my prized meat cleaver. Like, like what would the like? So Kelly, look at it like this. Let's paint this scenario. You are a bank teller, and you're behind a glass window, and a man just holds a meat cleaver up to the window. Like, obviously the meat cleaver can't do anything because you're behind glass. What is your first general reaction of what will happen if a man just shows you the meat cleaver? Like, I'm more afraid of a gun, I feel. Like, what would you do?
I think I will try to finally, I will try to hide my laughing, of course, but I guess I could actually try to act like, hey, I'm scared of this. The guy is really trying his best, and I gotta go to the internet as well. So I want to make it viral for me. So I'm probably gonna give him the money just because it's like a charity for him. So, dude, you're doing well. I'm sorry, but the choice that you made is like, you're not gonna get the money really from the funds.
I kind of feel like that it's one of those things that he's just kind of like, give me the money or I'm gonna start cutting my own hands off. Like he just sits there and he's like, oh, you're not gonna give me the money?
He's desperate.
Just takes his own like hand off. And then like you're just sitting there like, bro, this isn't like, do you put like the money in the severed hand at that point? Like that, like the hand's just laying there, like he can't use it. So at that point, you just put the money there and he can't, like, it fucks with him in some weird way because he no longer can grab and clench that money with his severed hand. Like,
it's like a teaser. It's like a huge joke to him. Like, it's actually it's the worst thing you actually can do. He's like, I have this money that's so cool, but they're so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would my reaction would be very similar to the woman behind the glass going, you see this idiot trying to take my money?
Yeah.
But in the spirit of a very global cast of characters here on the show, I would probably have different numbers written on cards like an Olympic judge and hold up the number to let them know how good the attempt was. And I would probably give that a 3. That is not a very good attempt.
There was a video we had on the show. There was a video we had on the show about 3 weeks ago of a man who walked in and he literally had his hand under a shirt like this, and he tried to rob a nail salon. And he walked in, and he's looking around, and like everybody's just kind of looking at him, and he just fucking gives up and walks out. And while I was looking up that video, that's how I came up with the lemon juice story, and that's how I found the meat cleaver story. Because once you types into Google, man robs, you get all these other like stories, and I'm like, yeah, I need to talk about these. So yeah, so the meat cleaver thing is definitely hilarious. And like you've been doing all kinds of different scenes over the years. Have you sustained any porn related injuries? Have you gotten any injuries from porn? I feel like you may have. Now that your hand's on your face and you're laughing, I feel like there may be a cool injury story coming up.
Nothing good. Just only stupidity at its finest, I guess. And of course, I've been in the hospital twice because of that. I've been too much, I guess. And I was fucking accurate or something like this. And my typical injury is like my bruises everywhere. Like, I'm making a porn scene and then I just hold something in my hand like a glass with warm water. And I don't know why it just fell out from my hand. And I get like a huge bruise on the knee or on my leg. And I'm like, because I have it's very fast for me. It's so easy because I don't know. And I just like, I'm so sorry, but the scene was gonna be full in bruises. And you just saw how I made it because I'm so clumsy and I'm so sorry for that. But it's like, I know broken leg or arm, but I'm surprised why, because I'm that much clumsy. Like I'm literally falling, I'm walking to the bed where I have to have a scene and I fall on the way of that. And people are like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, I don't know, actually. Problems with my head then. And literally coming into hospital after a scene is not the best thing you could do. It's like, I felt idiot there. So I had to explain, I cannot say to a doctor that what I'm doing because I just don't want to share that much. And I'm like, well, it's been like a normal evening at home and I don't know how it happened, but now I'm I gotta explain.
Okay, now Ray, you must have had a sex injury. I've had a sex injury.
Actually, I don't. Let me see. Have I had a sex? I don't think I've had like a forcé sex injury, but I have had it to where I've had bites so bad to where they bruised my
Kinky.
flesh.
Nice.
So
Yeah, some people don't define it kink there.
I have had, Kelly, have you ever had it to where you went to the doctor or the hospital and someone recognizes you from like one of your scenes? And they're just like,
No. I mean, they're not gonna say that to me.
you're like, I hope
people
not.
who recognize me in different strange situations, but not in the hospital, thank God, because really, like,
Yeah.
how do you have to react? Sorry.
What about you, Rob? Rob, have you had any like weird sex injuries?
Oh, you are not asking me that right now. Yeah, I have actually. I have. I was once with a woman long time ago, just kind of a booty call kind of thing.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of the act, she hauled off and slapped me.
Oh, shit.
So much?
And at first I was like, okay,
Like
you
it.
know,
Ah!
kept going, right? Kept going.
Knocked out.
And then she did it again. So, okay, so I'm playing devil's advocate, so I kept going. Third time, I was like smacked, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's
This
time
is
to go.
over.
I was like, it's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to roll right now. Like this is just where this ends. So,
Yeah.
Kelly, what we're gonna do real quick. We have ads that we run on the show. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take like a quick little 4-minute break in case you need to hop up, use the bathroom, grab something to drink. We're gonna play some of our ads, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into our game segment. So that's always fun. So we have some games that we always.
So if you need to poop in a urinal for 4 minutes, you can
Just for me, I have no time.
that's right.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody real quick. I'm going to run some of our ads, and we will be right back here on the Happy Hour podcast with Kelly Collins, Rob, and Dick Dangle. So we'll be back in 1 second.
Hi, this is Kendra James, and you're listening to the Happy Hour podcast.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Design.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude, just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I do.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs. Big old shout out.
Come on, you guys, let's go. Now we're gonna be going on a trip. Going to visit your Aunt Barb tomorrow.
Come on, guys, let's hit the road.
Family vacation!
I just found out that my mom is a famous porn director.
Fuck. I have been directing porn for a very long time. Are you getting hard right now?
Can you at least show me some of your porn?
I think we're getting pulled over. Fuck. I'm gonna need everyone to step out of the vehicle. Have you guys done anything like this before?
You guys are so gorgeous.
Can I show you something?
It's fucking written jobs. Oh, rosebudding ass.
Oh, shit!
Hi, this is Sarah Jesse, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast, and we are here live on YouTube Live, and we're still here in the room. And just if everybody can unmute real quick right here. So there we go. Boom. All right. So everybody, so those are our ad segments. So we're going to get into our game segment. Of course, shout out to Team Skeet. Team Skeet. We are friends of Team Skeet. Of course, I'm wearing their t-shirt right here. You will see all their ads each and every week, each and every episode, should I say, because we run multiple episodes every week right here on the Happy Hour podcast. So you will see all of their content right here on YouTube Live and Roku via the Planet X network. So Kelly, what we're going to get into our game segment. So we play a handful of games with our guests. The first one is extreme personal questions. So the first game, it's basically a card that we drew out of the deck and has 2 questions on the card. They're random questions. You don't know what they are. It's question A and question B. So you're going to choose A or B. And then whichever one you don't answer, you're going to choose anybody else in this room to answer the second question. So do you want question A or question B?
Question A.
Question A. So question A is what was going on the last time you had an emotional meltdown over something trivial?
What type of meltdown? Emotional?
What was the last time you had an emotional meltdown over something trivial? So basically, I guess trivial. So I guess we can say trivial is something that's not really, I guess, would you guys say it's something that's not really that important?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was happening?
Yeah. What
was the point why I have it? No, okay.
What was the last time you had a meltdown over something that wasn't important?
Yeah, but just thinking, I mean, as a person who is overthinking everything, I gotta claim that everything is important, but everything is not. But I'm just like, I don't know. My God. I think I just had my den, so I don't remember such a moment in my life. So I had a meltdown itself, but I could just start crying from out of nowhere just because. Oh yeah, actually I do. Okay, I just started crying because somebody, like, I was buying like a hot dog, or I don't remember exactly the type of hot dog, and the guy was telling me it was my bad day, and I'm a woman, so to say so. So I was just like, he told me that they don't have it, and that they're not gonna have it for next hour because they're like not ready for that. And I was looking at him at that very nice moment, and everything what I had in my mind was like overwhelmed at the same time. So I look at him, and I understand that this is the moment where I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna start crying for no reason, but I don't want to scare the guy at the same time. And I was like, I have to choose something else, but I'm so like, oh my God, I don't know. It's like other people are behind me and waiting for it in the queue. And I'm like, oh my God, what have to do? Like, I mean, really, like, I'm zoned out and I have no idea what am I doing in this particular situation. I'm like, and I'm just like, it's so such, just that's it. And I'm like, okay, and I understand I'm fucking so much stupid in this situation because literally, who am I? I'm like a kid also. I cannot make a choice in between what they have and they don't. And I'm like, and I'm literally starting crying. So I take it, I go out, and I'm like, I need to go home. Okay. I was like, so I don't know what's wrong is happening with me sometimes in this type of situations. Like, just, you start crying out from nowhere, and that's me. It ends to me. I mean, I can cry for no reason, like anytime.
And
I cannot even explain it.
Let me tell you, your English is phenomenal. Like that you have such good English. Like everybody said how they love your accent, and we love your accent as well. But your English is amazing. I gotta credit you with that. So for question B, who do you want to choose out of the 3 of us hosts to answer question B randomly?
Okay, let it be Robert.
All right, so Robb, who actually is guest co-hosting for the first time tonight, gets chosen for question B. So Robb, what have you done while thrill seeking that you later regretted? What have you done while thrill seeking that you later regretted?
Really? Oh man, I'm not really much of a thrill seeker, right? I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not really much of a thrill seeker. I can't really answer that, man. I've never. I mean, nothing really even comes to mind. I've never had anything that ever stood out that I was like, "Whoa, I shouldn't have done that." Let me think here. God. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess maybe when I was a kid, I once went on this ride that went 3Gs, I guess.
Oh shit.
And when I was this is about probably 5, I remember that. And I remember getting on that and realizing I hated roller coasters then. And I would never get on one ever again. I mean, it literally went like 3Gs, and I just remember like the snot blowing out of my nose, and I was just
It's like all over your face. It looks like you just got a cum shot, but it's just
exactly just all over your face, dude, like all over my glasses and everything. So I was all like, this is not fun. And like, I was never like, I never wanted to ride a roller coaster ever again. So I'm one of those guys that's like, yeah, I don't, my kids are like, Dad, you want to go on a roller coaster? I'm like, you got your sister, you guys can go together. That's all good,
That's fair. That's fair. So what we're going to do, our next game is Super Fight. So Dick, you've played Super Fight a handful of times on this game. So Kelly, what it is we're going to draw a handful of cards. So what Super Fight is you get a player card, a power-up card, and a weapon card. And so pretty much it's a team game. So out of everybody here, you need a partner. So who do you want to have for a partner, first of all?
You, for example.
You're going to choose me as your partner. Okay. All right. So
Whatever.
So pretty much we're going to draw the cards.
Me and you, Dick.
That's right. And then we need to argue out why we think our cards will be their cards. So there's 2 decks, deck A and deck B. What deck do you want, Kelly? Deck A or deck B?
A already was, so B.
All right, so B. So deck B is we have an owl that wears a suit of armor, and we can also steal 1 attribute from our opponent. So once we read off theirs, we can steal one of their attributes as our power up. So Dick and Rob, you guys
set up to fail.
You guys have the Kardashians.
Oh, we're winning.
That are armed with a rocket launcher, and
you steal a rocket launcher,
shoot lightning. So, Kelly, we can steal one of their attributes. So, out of armed with a rocket launcher and shoots lightning, which one do you want to steal from them?
Rocket launcher.
Okay, so we'll take the rocket launcher. So
makes more sense.
Yeah. So you guys now lose an attribute. So now me and Kelly have an owl wearing a suit of armor, armed with a rocket launcher, that is now fighting the Kardashians that shoot lightning. So Kelly,
I was gonna say we have lightning still.
Yeah, Kelly, why do you think that us with the owl? Why do you think an owl wearing a suit of armor with a rocket launcher can beat the Kardashians that can shoot lightning?
Well, I guess because they all actually can watch like 360. So technically, she can see every like the bit that you're trying to hit us. So you cannot actually get to know because she see everything what's happening. She's worse than a fly. So it's like she even can scare you.
Yeah. I feel like that an owl. Well, an owl, like they're very nocturnal. So an owl is going to come out at night. So the Kardashians.
What, the Kardashians aren't?
No, the Kardashians aren't going to expect this owl. Like this owl's wearing a suit of armor. Okay, so this is this like badass, like medieval night owl with a rocket launcher. And I mean, if you think that the Kardashians shouldn't be killed with a rocket launcher naturally, like, I mean, there's something just wrong right there. So Dick and Rob, since you guys had an attribute stolen from you, you don't have both attributes. How do you think the Kardashians are going to beat an owl wearing a suit of armor with a rocket launcher when they shoot lightning?
Dick, Rob, do you want to take this?
Rob, please.
Okay, I was going to say, first of all, we shoot lightning. And second of all, you guys have metal armor on, which is, conductive of electricity. So automatically we win.
Yeah, an owl is not going to fly in a suit of armor. It's going to be way
Who
too
said that?
heavy.
Did you ever try this? I'm not sure.
Yeah, have you ever tried flying as an owl in a suit of armor? How do you know they can't sustain that? Like,
How do you know they can?
Because they're owls. They're almost like Batman, damn it.
You could literally
I can
have
see in the night. Literally see everything.
right, but you could have a Kardashian in 3 points, so the owl can't look at all 3 of them at once. They can literally shoot the lightning, cross the streams, blow. They can cook the owl in the suit of armor.
I'm pretty sure they're negative electricity here, Dick. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, they got armor on here. I mean,
Like,
come on. We still that was the problem. You left us electricity. I mean, come on. You have a rocket launcher, but we got electricity.
An owl, just imagine an owl's trigger finger. Like, have you ever played GoldenEye 007 on
More like a
multiplayer
trigger
mode?
feather.
And it's on rockets only. Like, that's the way it's gonna be. Like, it's gonna be like James Bond 007 on Nintendo 64, rockets only on multiplayer. So what we're gonna do, as we do every week, we're gonna leave it up to the live stream. So for those of you in the live stream, we're gonna get into our next game. And then let us know in the live stream whether or not you think an owl wearing a suit of armor that's armed with a rocket launcher can beat the Kardashians that shoot lightning. So we will come back to this and we will find out that me and Kelly are the victors this week. Because everybody hates the Kardashians. So
it's Rob and Dick, man.
It's Dick Port has won this one. Dick Port.
I like Dick Port. I like that. I'm done with that. I'm down.
I'm sorry, Kelly. You're funny and you're sweet and you're beautiful. I think we got this one.
So, Kelly, our next game, and these are 3 random cards drawn out of the box. It is Never Have I Ever. Have you ever played Never Have I Ever?
Oh, surely.
Okay, so if you've done it, just raise your hand or take a drink. If you want to give us an explanation, you can. If not, we will not hate you for it. So,
if I have, I raise it. If I don't, I drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have any alcoholic here around.
Yeah. So, the first one is Never Have I Ever posted raunchy pictures of my ex on Facebook. Never have I ever posted raunchy pictures of my ex on Facebook.
I never.
All right. So now, have you posted raunchy pictures of yourself on Facebook?
No.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't like stuff like that. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like Meta.
I use that now, like, because in Russia we have an like on Facebook, so I think of this, but I think I know. So I'm gonna say never.
That's the whole room. Nobody has done that one. So here's the next one. Never have I ever lied to my partner about who I voted for. Never have I ever lied to my partner about who I voted for. Oh, right. Now, Rob, of course, you know as well as anybody else, so does Dick, that we are not a politically driven show. I don't believe in politics. I don't vote. You know, that's just not me. But Rob, how did that come to be that you lied to your partner about who you voted for?
Oh man, you know,
without triggering anybody.
All right, without triggering anybody. Yeah, no, you know, it's weird because we live in a day and age where everything's political.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and just listen to her just, talk about just the most conspiratorial things, just like, oh, the vaccine, or oh, it's this, and oh, it's that. And I was just like, hey, I still love you.
And that's the thing. That's why that's why we structured the way that we did it, because I'm like, there's so much bullshit out there. There's so many shows that like you go on, like Kelly. I mean, we're doing news articles, we're doing games. There's so many podcasts that you'll probably do in the future that are just going to bombard you with questions and talk about sex the entire time. And I'm just like, I just want to have a good time. That's it. That's what I want to do. Like, and there's so many political things out there. So here's the last one. Never have I ever had sex with someone that had more than 5 piercings. Never have I ever had sex with someone that has more than 5 piercings. Let me think.
Please.
Oh my God. I think, you know what? I have to drink, because before I met my wife and all of my drunken stupors, I'm sure that it has happened. and I don't remember, because if it was tattoos, that'd be a different story, because I know damn
Cheers,
well
Ray.
tattoos that has happened. But so Dick, you drank. So how did that come to, like, so you have had sex with someone with more than 5 piercings?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
what piercings did they have? Do you remember what piercings they had?
They had the I can't remember what that's called. The one that runs through the
Okay.
nose.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah, brow, earrings, like they had it was probably well over 5. Yeah.
Okay. And Rob, I can't remember. Did you drink, Rob?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, and as I said, I don't want to put anybody on blast or put anybody's business on. What piercings do you remember that they had?
Oh, just eyebrow, nose.
Okay.
And it's interesting because I'm not really into, that much things. But it's funny because when you like somebody, you just kind of get over it.
Yeah. Kelly, what about you? What piercings do you, and I'm hoping that someone just goes, yeah, someone had in between their toes pierced. Like I'm hoping for something like that. Like what piercings do you remember that somebody had of somebody with more than 5 piercings?
I'm counting each of the earrings separated because I can count myself in. Otherwise, I had girls I've been with, like piercing regular, I don't know how it calls, also on the tummy.
Very nice.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, here, like, I don't know how it calls the ears. And here, of course, most of the people I know here in the industry also have this thing on the nose. They kind of know the person who is hiding it, but it's okay. Yeah. That's it. I never had a person no. Also tongue piercing. Yeah, lots of them.
Okay. Have you
Almost every
ever
single person I know.
have you
even
ever
if
been
counting all together? Yeah.
Have you ever been with anybody with a dick piercing?
No, I just saw it on the internet, and that's enough for me, I guess. I mean, I find it painful even to see.
Now picture this, okay? Now I've told this story before on the show, but Kelly, you haven't heard it, so I'll say it again. One of my best friends in high school got his dick pierced. So he had a Prince Albert. He got his dick pierced. And what he did is he ended up having a crown tattooed on the head of his penis.
Ow.
And his nickname was King Dingling. And actually,
that's
he had
a good
he had
nickname.
a tattoo of the crown on his penis first. So he got it pierced, and he said so his king could have a scepter. His king could hold a scepter the entire time. So if you show up for a scene and a guy has a crown on his penis and he has a Prince Albert, are you shooting that scene with them, or is that instantly like, I can't do this? This is just too hilarious.
It's horrible. It's not just hilarious. I mean, I could be scared. I am so happy for the guy who made the decision, but after that, this week had really sex or something like this. How often?
I don't have that much confidence in any facet of my life to pull that shit off. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into our game Incoherent. So Kelly, I know there's a big, language difference. This game, pretty much everything's in drunken lingo and you need to kind of sound it out. But since there's kind of like a language difference, you might have kind of a harder time with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Dick and Rob help you. So they're going to be available to help you with this. So what I'm going to do, of course, this is a trademark game on our show. We do our HHPod Rumble every single year to this game where it's elimination style. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show up 3 cards on the screen, and you're going to try to figure out what those cards say. As I said, Rob and Dick can help you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get these ready, and I'm going to show these up here, and we're going to try to figure out what these cards say. So Rob, you've seen this before on the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what to expect with this. And Dick, you've done this before. So make sure you guys help out Kelly. So what do you think this card says? What does it look like that card says? Now, mind you, this is in drunken lingo.
Where's X?
Oh.
How can I mean,
if you
I can barely imagine what it has to mean. Like, I mean,
one of the
it has to sound like.
Yeah, you kind of said it. I heard you say it as you were sounding it out. One of the hints is a waterfall.
Waterfall is it?
You basically you take one of these probably on a nightly basis, and if you were to basically bone doing that is what it is.
Bone means have sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Export and still not
Take your dick.
So do either of you guys know
It's
what
the name of the process
Oh, it's easy. It's super easy.
for you.
Oh, invite me,
that's
Dick,
the-
please.
It's not
It-
there.
It's shower sex.
shower
There
sex?
we
Okay.
go.
Ah,
Shower sex.
seriously?
Yeah. So when you like a
Showers.
shower sex,
Showers.
Shower sex. Okay.
Okay.
I feel silly.
I get it.
Say it in a drunken lingo. So Kelly, have you ever had shower sex? Have you ever had sex in the shower?
Oh, it's the worst.
Surely. Who don't? I mean, literally.
It's like who hasn't? What loser hasn't? Like, all right. So
I
here,
think I was even shooting that, so I had more than this.
so here's the next one. What do you think this one says?
For my first word I got, I guess. I am afraid.
One of the hints is a baby charity, and you can also be a father from afar. So you can be a father without being a father. What are you doing if you're a father, but you're not really the father? Like, what are you kind of like if you were to get pregnant without a man, what would you be doing?
That'd be a miracle.
Sperm donor?
There you go.
Sperm donor. It is sperm.
Sperm.
Sperm
Yeah,
donor. Sperm donor. All right. So here's the last one. So here's this one right here. So what do you think this one says?
Red races.
Has your name in it, Ray? Let me think.
One of the hints is you get these during an iMessage. Like if you do a certain thing during an iMessage on an iPhone, you get this.
Big pics. I guess that.
If someone texts you and you've seen it, so Kelly, if someone texts you on an iPhone and you've seen it, what is that? Like pretty much what pops up that lets you know? Like pretty much it'll say red. What is that?
I understand, but I don't know.
Do you guys know what it is to help her out?
I actually do not know this one.
I don't. Right?
For the HH.
I don't have an iPhone, so
this is
likewise
red receipt. Red receipts. So you get a receipt for a text message being read. So red receipt. So that's what.
Okay, I never heard it.
Red receipt. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the live stream. So for everybody in the live stream, we're gonna go back to our game Incoherent. So I'm gonna look in the stream. Jason, you're commenting like crazy. I love you, buddy. So let's see. He said he would travel back and go to the 90s. I would. The 90s is awesome. He said we should have Elon Musk on the show. I would love to, but I'm not sure if he would accept our invite to be on the show. He says he loves the Goo Goo Dolls. They're a great band. And he said Dick Dangle. He's drunk. He said Dick Daniels. I think he meant to say Dick
come
Daniels.
on.
So you're now Dick Daniels. He said Dick Daniels. You rock. I vote for you. You're amazing. So,
oh my goodness.
So
Thank
that
you.
is a vote. So, pretty
I'm sorry, Kelly. We're gonna win.
What I'm seeing
sorry.
is that the Kardashians have taken out an owl that is like this. This is an upset victory if I've ever seen one in its life. So the owl
naturally.
Now we know how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop because the owl has lost. So,
yeah.
So Dick Dangle and Robb have won super fight. So Kelly, have you ever played the game Cards Against Humanity?
No, but maybe I have played now. I don't know.
Okay, so Cards Against Humanity is a very vulgar game. Normally we draw a face card and you have five or six cards to choose an answer from. We obviously can't do that here on the show. So I'm going to read off the face card and then we're going to do it roulette style. So you're going to choose a lucky number between 1 and 6 to randomly answer that card. If you don't like it, you get 2 other choices to randomly answer that card until you get an answer you like. If not, the last answer is what you're stuck with. So the first one says, "Hey kids, I'm Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr. Blank." So 1 through 6, choose a lucky number 1 through 6.
5.
5. All right. So, "Hi kids, I'm Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr. Science." So, are you good with Mr. Science, or do you want to choose another card?
Another card.
All right. So 1 through 5. What do you think?
3.
3. All right. So, "Hi kids, I'm Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr. Vigilante Justice." You like that, or do you want to use your last rebuttal and choose one more card?
I know, I guess. I'm gonna leave this one. I mean, I don't believe it's gonna be better anyway, but
you want to hold
it's like the evolution's tragedy.
You want to hold with that one, or you want to choose another?
I get this one.
Nice.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yes.
I understood what actually the game is, but we have an adaptation in Russian that it's not that fun.
So
I think it's too many members of that.
So you like Vigilante Justice? You're holding with Vigilante Justice.
Vigilante Justice.
Yep.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into the next round of cards, which this one is, oh shit, that's the wrong cards. That's Super Fight. So this one is,
get it together.
Yeah. God damn, I love blank. 6.
I don't think she heard you. Yeah.
1 through 6.
I was asking me still?
Yeah. Yep. Still you.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that's another turn. Okay. Whatever. 1.
1. Oh.
Yeah.
Here's probably the best card out of the whole thing. Woo! God damn, I love elf cum. So, goddamn, I love elf cum. So, you satisfied with elf cum, or do you want to choose another card?
Asking for life, or I don't know. Let's change it. To 4.
You want? Okay. 1 through 5. What do you think? What do you think?
What?
1 through 5.
4.
4? All right. Woo! Goddamn, I love 30 shirtless bears emerging from the fog.
I'm not gonna lie, that one is better.
Yeah,
that one's pretty cool.
So, are you satisfied with 30 shirtless bears emerging from the fog, or do you want to use your last rebuttal and choose another card?
Okay, let's choose the last one.
What do you think?
Sorry,
1 through 4? 3? All right, so 3 is woo! Goddamn, I love expecting a burp and then vomiting on the floor. Cards are going to go into next week. So that is our Ode to Humanity segment. Thank you for taking part in our game segment. And so Kelly, with everything with as I said, you're in Europe. So I didn't realize that you were in Europe. What time is it right now where you are? And where out in Europe are you right now? Like,
it's real.
Yes, what time is it? Look at me, like I'm literally sitting here with a lamp now.
Also, that Coke can is so much different from the Coke cans we have in America. I noticed that earlier. I meant to ask you about that. Like that is yeah, like we have like short and stubby Coke cans. That one's like a long and like very like jerk offable like Coke can that you
nice size. Yeah, I don't like.
Jesus, right?
And it tastes so much different.
Oh yeah,
I love Coca-Cola in Europe more than I like it in the US.
I like it better in Mexico.
Right, Mexico makes the best Coke. Yeah,
like you drink it out of the bottle.
I like this one, small ones. I was taking. It was in Dominican Republic, so I guess in the United States also the small cans of the Coke.
Yes,
it's so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not even comparing to the glass ones, but this one, yes, yeah.
My wife loves the small cans because I always give her a hard time because she can't finish a full can of soda. And then she'll buy those small cans. I'm like, really? You can't finish one of these either?
It's like a shot of sugar, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So where at in Europe are you, and what time is it right now? I didn't know. I thought you were here in the States.
Yeah, I was thinking that you was thinking I'm in States because you chose the time when I have 1:30 a.m. So I was like, okay, it's good in the way that I broke my sleeping region that much, though I cannot fall asleep at 5 a.m. still, but like still.
Oh,
yeah. Now it's almost 2:40.
Really? Holy
Yes.
crap. Like, see, that's the thing. Like, I didn't know that. If your rep would have told me that you were in Europe, we probably could have did it tomorrow and I would have done it at an earlier time, like 1 p.m. our time, to where it was a better time for you or whatever. But it seems like you're wide awake. It seems like you're having a great
I
time.
have so much sugar inside my organism and I've been playing and overwhelming myself so much. So I don't want to fall asleep for the next 3-4 hours. I'm very sure.
You're like, I have so much sugar in my system that my heart is about to explode from how fast it is beating.
That might be
How
the
much
reason.
So, Kelly, what we're going to get into one more news article, and then we're going to let you get ready to get out of here because I know it's late over on your side. So the last one, actually, I forgot about this. So let me know if you've heard any of these terms. Lately, we've been going over 800 different terms that describe the penis. So we're going to go through some of them now. We're on the letter B. So we're going to go through some of these and you guys let me know if you've heard of any of these. So number 52 is a bubble. Have you ever heard of a penis considered a bubble?
Well, it's when you use the erect circle, how it goes like, and it's like exploding and getting red and huge. I've never heard about this.
Makes sense. And then the next one is a bubble gum machine. So I don't know how it could be a bubble gum.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, yeah. And then another one is buckaroo.
Oh,
buckaroo. Like, hey there, buckaroo. Like, I don't know if I would ever call my dick a buckaroo. Buckwheat. One of the terms is buckwheat.
No.
Buddha's belly button. I don't
like that one.
Yeah, how the fuck
That's very specific, right?
how the fuck do you get Buddha's belly button? And then another one is Buffalo Soldier. Buffalo Soldier. That's like the song. But what was that? Was that Jimmy?
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. They had Buffalo Soldier. Bulge. That makes sense because you do get a bulge.
Yeah.
Bull. And then bullseye. So I guess you're kind of hitting the bullseye.
Sound like a name of a Pokemon now.
I think out of that batch, Buddha's belly button is my favorite. So, so Kelly, the next time you show up to a scene, someone's gonna be like, "I'm gonna put my Buddha's belly button deep inside you." You're just kind of like,
oh my God, he's not with that.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not getting to the clinic after all.
Yeah, bring him right now. Bring him Buddha and all of his belly buttons. Pull the lint out of that name. Like, yeah, we're pulling the lint out of that belly button. Let's do it.
Oh my God, why?
All right, so we're gonna get into our last news article, and then we're gonna let you get ready to get out of here. So this news article, viewer discretion is advised with this news article. So it says, woman is charged with performing sex act on her dog after ex-boyfriend finds disturbing footage. She is heard saying, "Good boy." So it says a Michigan woman was arrested this week for performing a sex act on her dog after her ex discovered the disturbing footage of the encounter on security cameras and turned it over to cops. Brittany McClure, 30 years old, was arrested for sodomy and animal abuse for the alleged assault of the couple's dog, Max. The woman's ex-boyfriend found a video of her performing the act on their dog while reviewing the footage on a surveillance camera that he had set up in the living room that shared the home in Taylor. So he set up a surveillance camera. So he already has the suspicion that she's cheating.
Yeah,
That's a twist.
Yeah. So, so you're suspecting your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, of cheating, and you set up a surveillance camera, and then you go back and you watch, and they're cheating on you, unfortunately, with your. And I'm a dog guy. I love my dogs. Like not like that though.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, not a good way to start the conversation, right?
Way to
How quick
away.
does the jaw drop on the ground? Like seeing this, like. Yeah, and not to mention in the video, she's telling the dog he's a good boy. Like this reminds me.
What else are you gonna tell him?
Yeah, like
called a good boy too. What the hell?
we did a story. I think it was 2 weeks ago with Reagan Fox. We did a story of a guy who turned himself into a collie. He spent $14,000 to turn himself into a dog. So I think it's a different story if he did that. Like because there's a man in that costume. This is an actual dog. Like, so hold on, wait. I need to see, do they have a photo of, oh my, looks like the type of human being that would do this. That is the woman who did this. Like I don't know, yeah, like, look at the look on her face. Like, she has no regret at all. Those are like eyes that have literally said, I will commit murder. And it says McClure was arrested for sodomy and animal abuse for the alleged assault on her dog, Max. Like, could you imagine dogs in court? Like, they had this in court, and they have the dog on the witness stand. And they're like, all right, Max. They put out the book. Max has to put his paw on the book. And they're like, all right, Max, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. He's like, like at the end, like it's kind of like a fucked up episode of Law and Order's SVU. Like you have Stabler and Benson sitting here questioning this poor dog of, so Max, you get fed at 5:00 p.m. and she pours the food into your bowl, and then the next thing you know, she's reaching over your torso. Whoa. And the next thing we know, things are happening. Max,
right?
And jury, we have no other choice but to show the video. And imagine being a part of that jury, and you have to sit through that jury video of this act happening. Like, imagine being selected for jury duty, and that's the jury duty you're fucking selected for. Like, I'm opting out. I'm sorry, I have a bias. I don't like dogs. Can I please get out of this like jury or whatever? Like. Imagine that. Like Kelly, I'm not sure if in Russia or if in Europe they have jury selection. Like here in America, they select you to be a part randomly of jury for court cases. So like that would be a fucked up court case to be selected randomly to be a jury a part of. Like, I am going home. Yeah. My God. I'm missing a day of work because of this. Like
you're on your own, Ray.
Yes. I can't even eat my cheap sandwich that they're giving me for lunch because of what you chose me for jury selection for this. Like, yeah, like.
So wait, so would you say that this woman was collared for the crime?
Oh,
there we go. That's how you smooth this over. It's with puns.
Her husband was wondering why she had copious amounts of peanut butter in the cabinets. And he's just like, honey, like, we bought peanut butter last night from the store. Well, how's it all gone? I eat a lot of sandwiches, Greg. Shut up. Like, I don't like what I just, this blows me away. And I was like, this had to be the conclusion. Like, I saw that, and I don't read the articles until like I'm live. So I read the title and I'm like, let's see where this goes. Kelly, thank you so much for being on our show. I apologize for damage anyway. Like, Kelly, what all do you have coming up scene wise, and where can everybody find you? Do not give out your address or your exact coordinates, because people here in America, they're crazy. They will travel and they will.
Not only in America, don't worry. That's counting. Bullet times, of course. Summer. Districts. I can't say more. I'm afraid of saying this. I already have people who know where I'm my location, so I have to be really careful about this.
So Kelly,
I have to start to live with somebody. Yeah.
So Kelly, if anybody wants to find you online, find your content, all that good stuff, where can they find you?
You can find me in Instagram, Twitter, just like Kelly Colin without S, because somebody took this name before me, so I had to somehow.
Yeah, some asshole out there, some bitch with peanut butter that has a
I was
dog.
thinking about to buy it, but the girl is not answering me actually. It's like she even blocked me in the Twitter, so I'm kind of even. And they are, and seriously, they are, my company was they were tagging her instead of me, so the girl was still technically having like everyday updates of my sex life or something like this. And I'm sorry that she blocked me. I'm sorry. I just gotta say.
Just like what? Kelly Collins getting pounded
Yeah,
down
since
by
when
big
I was
black
starting
cock.
to have
That's not
variation.
me. I'm not doing that. Wait a minute.
Sorry for the girl anyway.
Oh my God. Kelly, I know it's early over your way. Thank you so much for being on our show. As you said, this was your first podcast, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did. I was not expecting us to talk about toilet and dog.
That's one thing. With this show, you never know what to expect or where it's going to go. But Kelly, I appreciate you being on the show. Real quick, before you go, would you be able to do a plug for us before you go?
How's that plug? Like what?
Yeah, so I'm going to pin you. And whenever, just say, hey, this is Kelly Collins, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah, sure. I can. Should I go back?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So what I wanted to say is, this is Kelly Collins, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast. Come here. I don't know where's the link that I have down. I'll link for you.
Kelly, thank you so much for being on our show. We're going to let you go ahead and get out of here. I know it's early your way. Thank you for being on the show. I really, really hope you had a great time.
I did. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was very interesting to spend the time before I go to bed like this. I have so many thoughts of the things that are happening that I never had an idea about. And now I have like, I don't know, I have next 3 hours of thinking about.
You learned so much today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kelly, you're awesome. We would love to have you back sometime in the future to hang out and catch up and all that good stuff. I will reach out to you somewhere down the line. I like to try to send out t-shirts to all of our guests as a thank you for being on the show. So I'll reach out, let you pick out any t-shirt design you want. We have about 35 designs. I'll be like, hey, let me know what shirt you want. I'm kind of backed up on those, so it might be a little bit. But yeah, so we're going to let you go ahead and get ready to get out of here. And, thank you again for being on the show. And we're probably going to hang out for like probably about another 10 minutes or so on YouTube Live and all that good stuff.
Okay. Thank you also. I was having a really nice time. It was interesting, what I've said. And yes, it's 3 a.m.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. I hope you don't have terrible, terrible nightmares about some of the things you've experienced tonight.
That's what I want.
All right, thank you. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So guys, we're going to continue here for a little bit longer here on YouTube Live.
Yeah. I know you
So, of course, we're going to be back next Sunday. Our featured guest is Sydney Page. Sydney Page will be our featured guest. She will be joining us 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It was originally supposed to be Saturday, but some stuff came up. We had to move to Sunday. So she will be here 7:30 p.m. this coming Sunday. Well, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And then next Monday will be Dr. Magnon. He is considered a cyborg drummer, which I'm like, so is he a real person or is he a robot? I don't understand. So we're going to find out about that. And real quick, it's kind of weird. Like, actually, the rep who sent us Dr. Magnon or DRMAGN, whatever, I am not sure what his name is. She sent us a guest that I had announced over the week. And of course, we have our partnership with Team Skeet. And the rep had messaged me and said, yeah, his father's flipping out. Are those porn sites? And I was like, well, yeah, if you follow our social media, then you know we have a partnership with Team Skeet. But also, why is his father flipping out? He was like, well, he's 14. And I was like, you should not be sending a 14-year-old to be on our show. Like, not to mention, even if we didn't have the partnership with Team Skeet and all, have you not seen or heard some of the things that we discuss on this show? Probably not a good idea. So I always advise, if you're 18 and over, please, if you're under the age of 18, please do not watch the show unless you have your parents' consent. If you have your parents' consent, suffocate them in the middle of the night, because you should not be viewing this program under the age of 18. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here on YouTube Live. Kelly, once again, thank you so much for being on the show. Dick, as always, a pleasure. Rob, I hope your happy hour podcast virginity was broke properly tonight on this show. You know, we'll always
Pleasure to be on, Ray.
And real quick, Rob, before we go, can you tell everybody watching at home, whether they're on YouTube Live or, of course, if they're watching us on Roku via the Planet X network, can you give us a little bit of background on the Planet X network and Roku, how to find it and all that good stuff? Because you pretty much, you kind of, I guess I can say you kind of headhunted our show to be a part of the Planet X network, which I'm grateful for, you know, I'll forever be grateful for that. You know, give everybody a little bit of background on that.
Yeah. So, you know, I can really kind of break it down, Ray, with kind of you know, really the idea that me and, you know, I want to throw a shout out to my co-partner, Alex here, who's part of Pod Nation. You know, our idea was that we kind of got tired of seeing a lot of celebrities being able to create podcasts, such, you know, like Adam Sandler can go on there and create a podcast instantly and get, like, you know, millions and millions of followers. Our idea here was to create a network in which that is possible for everybody. Not just any celebrity, but any podcast can get on this network and basically be seen by everyone. That was our whole goal. So the Planet X network was set up for specifically that, to make sure that everyone has a fair plight, you know, everyone has a fair stripe to get there. And that was basically what we wanted to do, was just be able to make a fair and even playing field for everyone.
Awesome. Now with that, with the, of course, we just launched last Friday. So last Friday was the launch. So with everything, of course, our show is the face of the late night, the after hours.
Hours, yes.
So we do the after hours. We're from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., but you can see everything VOD, video on demand, on Roku. So if you can't join us, of course, our air times are 1 a.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. However, you can view, we have Friday nights, Saturday nights. Friday nights are vintage episodes, which start from episode 1 and work all the way back up from the beginning. And then Saturday nights is our current run episodes. But if you go on to Roku right now, you can see our two latest current run episodes, which have Reagan Fox and Natasha Nice from last weekend there. And then you can also see episode 3 and episode 4, which are just audio form, which you get just a you know, regular screen of an image there. So make sure you check that out on VOD. Of course, we're always available on YouTube. You know, make sure you follow Rob, make sure you follow Real Sharks, make sure you follow Dick and Dangling After Dark. And of course, make sure you go follow Kelly Collins, but don't follow too far behind her, because she might turn around and just stab you in the face with some sort of dagger if you get too close behind her. So, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and conclude here on Happy Hour Podcast. Thank you so much to everybody in this room. Thank you so much to everybody in the live stream, everybody watching at home. You know, of course, I'm Ray. We will be back here again the next Sunday with Sydney Page right here on the Happy Hour podcast. And we're going to wrap up here on